Oh, that didn't land well. And okay, that also didn't land well, but here we are. Welcome to the land of imperfections. This is Delion here. Good afternoon. And as you can see, I had a plan to get back into crafting because I need to use the stuff that's been piling up in the closets, and it's not going well because I stashed them away because, oh, I don't need them anymore. So I packed up everything that is craft worthy and chucked them into the closet. Now I have no space. So I figured I should start working on them, though stupid enough I bought extra thinking, oh, I'm too lazy to look in the closet, I can buy more. And I picked the one that is way too small. This is four, I'm pretty sure this is 4 by 4 inches. This is way too small. I think the one that I got at Target before they stopped selling them was, I think, I'm gonna say between 6 to 8 inches, but yeah, squares. And they were, that was my damn fault. I wasn't reading. So I have two of these thinking, oh, I need spares. So I got to figure out what the heck can I make with these tiny ass squares. I'll figure it out off camera. But for the time being, I just want to know how stupid this is because it was my fault. Apparently I can't read. But the silver lining behind this is smaller than usual, and I need to buy more smaller things than large things, which I have been getting into recently because I also got into little itty bitty tiny plushies, and I think they're stupid adorable, but this price begs to differ. This looks like fucking 99 cents. All right. That's what I'm going to say. And I will die on that mountain because this ain't acting. This ain't. I mean, at least give poor old boy a full head of mane because he kind of scraggly, but I just thought it was stupid cute, and I had to. I had to. Okay, no, I didn't, but I decided to say that. Also, this little crab. Since my husband's been into crabs, he loves crabs way more than, I don't want to say than me, but because he eats them. And yet, I thought this was cute and not obnoxiously adorable, so I like it. And even though I have shown it here off and on, get over here, damn it. I mean, stay there. I think I've shown this off and on, but I just thought this was funny. I think Miss Opanchi Usagi had this nice, glorious tan and did not take off her panties. So she butt naked, girls. She butt naked. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean. But I just thought this was hella funny. Anyway, it's already 3 minutes. I need to start working on something. So this was supposed to be the Gokudol Backstreet Girls, but while as I was drawing, it was not looking good. So I have to plan it out in this case because I want to change the art style a little bit. The manga or the anime, like the promo shots, don't look very good. I think like their eyes look like they're going in two different directions, as well as the eyes going further away from the center. So I wanted to tweak that, but I went into this way too blindly than I anticipated. So I will do this off camera in terms of figuring out how the hell do I draw them because I like the idea. I like their 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 weird backstory that is seemingly impossible in real life, but I need to plan it out better. I can't just go out. Oh, well, whatever. It's gonna be fixed up anyway. Meanwhile, this one has a lot of a better planning. This was just based off one of Spotty Dottie's old um, themes. I think, yeah, she was in the 90s, so she had more range. But I think back then she was one of the least popular characters in the Sanrio character roster. And at the time, I agreed because I did not care for Spotty Dottie. I knew at least one classmate liked Spotty Dottie, but yeah, we were like 6 years old. We didn't give a shit. So, um, but as you get older and you go back to these characters and you're like, oh, this was actually not a bad idea. So this character grew on me. Just give me a few decades. Your character design will eventually grow into my growing psychosis. I'm just kidding. I don't have psychosis. Um, I just thought this was a pretty interesting, cute character that has a lot of potential. That Sanrio just decides, you know what, we'll just have you go to Box Lunch or Hot Topic and you can make merch there. They have Spotty Dotty merch there, and I think another brand that they cost like $50 a shirt. I forgot the name of that, and I'm trying to forget it because that's stupid expensive for a shirt. But yeah, they are trying to bring back Spotty Dotty, funny enough. But I don't know. I just like the old patterns better than the new ones. They just seem a little bit regurgitated compared to how they were back then when things were creative. And yes, I am one of those old Sanrio types. But I used to go on eBay to try to get some. They call it vintage now. I'm in the vintage era. I hate the word era and I hate the word vintage, but I have to use it for people to understand. But I used to go on the Sanrio vintage. My God, the cringe. Um, because they sell Sanrio pre-owned or definitely used. Rare is the time where it's new and other, but if it is, fucking get it. Unless it's over $100, then just step back and and look at your poor wallet and decide whether or not it's worth buying. Because nowadays, a lot of the Sanrio vintage, I still look at it from time to time. They're like $80 is a standard. 50 to $80 is considered cheap, and the more normal is like 100 something, 200, 300. Like bullshit. So, and they're not even new. I'd understand if they're new. Though if they came from Japan, they can be practically new because I know they do take care of their stuff way better than here. So if it's that quality, I'll give it a pass, but I still won't pay for it. But yeah, old thing. So if you've seen the title somewhere at some point, I do mention the concept of being old, and that's an ongoing theme nowadays in the internet. And I am supposed to be categorized as old, even though I don't sound it or nor look it. Um, and there is an ongoing joke about millennials either saying I'm 30 something, but I am told I don't look my age, versus I'm supposed to be 47 and yet I still look like I'm 26. But then you see what they look like and you're like, who lying to you? Like, you have really nice friends to say that stuff. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I've only heard from my nephew says I look young. And a few of my friends say I look young. So for the most part, complete strangers, I don't know because I usually wear a face mask, and I'm not like, look at me, I'm in my insert age here and I'm so young. Like, I don't fucking do that. I'm not on TikTok, so I can't, I don't. But the whole concept about being old, like they're lowering the age. Like they keep saying now it's not 40s anymore. Now it's 30s, and they're even saying like, oh, 28. Oh, your used goods. What is that? And like, oh my God, who keeps touting that BS? You know how you're still young. You have to put yourself in the mindset of, say you died tomorrow and you're still your current age. And when people say, "Oh my God, how old were they when they died?" and they say, "Insert your age here," and they're like, "Oh my God, that's so young. Why did they go so young?" That's the only way you can verify that you're still young. Like, oh, she was only 40, 43 when she died. That's so young. I've even heard, but this is from my family, when they say, "Oh, this old guy died. How old? 58. He's still young." See, in their 50s. I even heard of once or twice someone passed away in their early 60s and still insist they're still young. So, but when you're alive, they remind you time and time again, oh, those wrinkles, oh, that cellulite, oh, that belly. You get rid of the crow's feet and all these things to remind you of how to be insecure about aging, when in fact everyone ages whether you like it or not. Even if you slow down time, you're still aging whether you like it or not. Um, I am thankful that I do look the way that I do. But at the same time, your body reminds you, and mine definitely does, one way or another, you are that age. That is the dead giveaway. Maybe you don't look it, maybe you don't sound it, but your body will remind you, hey, guess what? You're insert middle age here. Case in point, I still get lower back aches. And thankfully it's rare, but if I sleep wrong or I sleep different somehow and I wake up, what the hell is that? So there is example A. Example B, a lot of things I used to like when I was young, I don't like at my current age right now. Like a lot of pop songs, it's not so much they sound like trash and have literal trash lyrics that don't make a lick of sense. That was always a given growing up, but 90s songs had more play on words. I think I mentioned before. But then I also like rap, but nowadays a lot of the rap, and I think one of the I've seen reels before where they just talk about booty cheeks, coochie, uh, drugs, violence, money, get more, you know, interesting women, get more this and that, live a short life. Like what? I mean, they already had that before, but it's gotten a lot worse, and it's in mumble rap, and I really, really don't find that fun at all. Even the rap back then, at least there was a nice beat to it. At least there was some quality control in terms of it sounds good and you can actually dance to it. And there's actual attempt at play on words, but now this it's just all hanging out and it's really disgusting and I don't like it. Um, I'm not saying that old timey stuff wasn't any, you know, they were conservative. There was some nasty ass stuff back in the day, but well, so, you listen to enough old songs, they do have some crass, very blunt activity as well. But there were some that also put an effort to hide what they were really singing about. Like uh, I'm not gonna say right now because I can't. While I'm old, I'm not that old. At the same time, it's kind of stupid. But they are out there. Just look enough, you'll find it. Another thing, I think this one is more of a stand is more normalized. I think not wanting to deal with people, and that's already as an introvert. Like I already didn't want to deal with people, but now I understand. When you were young, you're like, oh, I can't stand people. They ask you why, and it's like I don't know. But as you get older and you've dealt with people in customer service, as students, as parents, over the phone sometimes, at the cash register, and just overall unpleasant, really messed up people. Now you have experience as to why you don't want to deal with people. So now I have a reason, and it fucking sucks. I was like, okay, now I have reason to not want to deal with your ass. Um, Maintaining friendships. That's also an ongoing topic for people my age and even in their 30s. Even it's getting into late 20s as well, where they admit online, I don't have any friends and I'm fine with it. And they're clearly not fine with it. They say they are, but we are a social species. Even if they keep saying, oh, we have to learn how to be alone. And that's, I think, a more of a Western construct. A lot of societies rely on um, a community-based lifestyle. If not with a community, also within a really large group of family members. Not really large people, but I mean like a large group of people in your family. What the heck? Who's bothering me? Oh, it's just um, email. Anyway, yeah, they have like a bunch of things to, and yet so the mainstream media keeps reminding us one way or another, men age like a fine wine, women age like rotten milk. Like, oh, thank you for the lovely comparison. But what they don't talk about for men is that you have a higher risk of, uh, birth defects for men as well when they have children as they get older. They don't talk about that as much, though they are being pointed out more. So they'd shut up about all that crap about, oh, I need a young, fertile woman and this and that. I'm like, oh my God. Who you? I don't like when people say that stuff. That sounds hella nasty. Like it's on the National Geographic channel. Like, ugh. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of stuff where they talk bad about being old, and a lot of younger people like talking crap about people getting old, as if they'll never get old in their life. Like, numbers move forward, right? You're not going to be in your teens and your 20s forever. And then there's going to be what's going to happen when you turn 30? What are you going to do about that? Oh my God. I would love to see the people clowning on people getting old and then they turn 30 themselves. I would love to see the, dare I say, crash out of their reactions to, oh, I'm 30, yeah! I don't feel bad for them for thinking like that. Though when I was young, long, long ago in a galaxy far away, I used to think 21 was old. And then I turned 21, and then I realized, oh, nothing happens. So for sure, when I'm 30, I'm going to be super old. So I think it was already implanted in our heads as children that as you go into your 20s and 30s and considered a full-fledged adult, you should already consider yourselves old, because we grew up around a time where people looked much older in their 30s and 40s, like in Married with Children, Cheers, Mama's Family, Golden Girls, um, TGIF, like Family Matters. Who keeps sending me? What? I keep hearing buzzing sounds. I'll be upset. Anyway, yeah, like we grew up around a time where people looked like they're in their late 30s and 40s and even 50s. So, in our right now, when we're those ages, myself included, we don't look like that. Well, a good chunk of us don't. Some of us do. Yeah. And I'm in the I don't look like my age department, and it's kind of weird, and I don't know how to, I mean, yes, great, that's nice, but your body still reminds you, you're still that age, right? Guess what? You slept wrong. Now your neck hurts for half the day. uh, oh, guess what? Your nose is sensitive to really cold weather. You're gonna get nosebleeds. Yeah, I have that now. Didn't know that was a thing. Anyway, yeah, so you may look young. You may. Who keeps making weird sounds on my phone? Is it because of my thing being charged? I don't know. It's kind of weird. I probably won't hang around as long because I have to get. Oh shit! I can't hang around as long because I have. It's early dismissal for my son, and I have to leave around. What is it? 2:15. So I'll probably leave like around 2:10. It's already 1:40, and I have to remember because I can't totally see my clock, but I do have an alarm. So that's a relief. Yeah, old-timey stuff. But it's funny though, as I get older, I kind of like some old-timey stuff because they're kind of funny, especially if you find like old words. I don't know them right now at the top of my head, but if you just look them up when you're bored and you're like, what the hell is that? Is that even English? It turns out it is, and it's hella weird, but it's also kind of funny. So sometimes I would try to include not uh current trendy words, but not the ones when I was young, because that is the utmost cringe if I start using trendy words and phrases during my time, like raise the roof. Oh my God. See, that's how bad it feels. I feel disgusting when I say stuff when I was young that was considered cool. It's like, oh my God, that sounds awful. What the hell? What were we thinking? Oh my God, that was so nasty. I don't want to do that. That felt horrible. It's worse than going to the ER. I'm just kidding. It's not. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm just being dramatic, but that sounded horrible just saying that out loud. I kept that in my head for a solid 20 so years, and then when I say it out loud, I'm like, oh, that's so awful. Oh my God, that's so ugly sounding. Ugh, I'll never. So it's online now, so okay. Oh my God. Yeah. Another sign that you're old is, like I mentioned, like saying words from your time that was considered cool and trendy, and then when you say it out, like in your 30s and 40s, and then you say it out loud, just straight up out loud, just like what I did. It's like, oh, your innards start to cringe inside internally, and you're like, oh God, I'm gonna throw up in my mouth a little just from hearing myself say that. Thankfully, I won't, but that does sound terrible. Anyway, it was pretty not nostalgic at all saying that. I wasn't the type to say that, but I know around that time when it was popular, it was thrown around on a daily basis. It was really, I didn't like it back then. I don't like it now, but ugh. Let me see. Do people still call girls or their girlfriends shorties? I hear it in Asian songs sometimes. I think in particular South Korean and Japanese songs when they try to sound more R&B, and they address the the girl that they have their thoughts and feelings of as shorties, and I'm like, oh my God, or shoddy, like, okay, I need to stop. I'm gonna make myself sick. I'm trying to say all those old ass words I don't like saying. I didn't even like it when I was young, but to say it out loud as a non-popular person, it sounds like water torture. It sounds awful. Oh my God. Okay, and then what else? Yeah, when you get older, some of the old stuff that you used to enjoy or you've heard of at least you don't like. But there's another side of the coin to that. There might be stuff you hated back then, and then as you get older, you like it. Oh my gosh. There is some music that I used to hate that would go on the radio, and it was like those really loud dance songs. I can't remember their name. I know one of them is like Raquel, Take Me in Your Arms, or I'll Be Loving You, or something. I forgot the name of the guy. Or from Buffy, um, or You're So Hard to Get, or Hard to Get, that's one of the songs. Or Release Me. And I'm like, oh my God. Like those songs I used to hate. I liked a little bit, then I quickly hated it because I wanted to be an edgy tomboy. But as I got older, and then I wouldn't listen to it for many years, and then I hear it recently, and I was like, this actually sounds pretty good. If I don't listen to the stupid lyrics, it's actually a nice tune. And so I would start listening it every so often, like a dork, because it's nostalgic. Um, do I like it? Well, I like it a little bit, but not enough. Like, don't ask me to sing. It sounds awful. And they weren't the best singers, but it was pretty catchy. And some of them even reminded me of like Mega Man songs, like for the boss levels and stuff. So I was like, oh, okay. I guess that's okay. More old stuff I can think of. What the heck keeps making that sound? I don't want to unplug it though, because I'm charging my phone. I'm gonna have to unplug uncharge my phone because it's pissing me off. It might be the thing. I don't know what's going on here. But if it's still making that sound, then something's up. I don't know. Phone, don't make me buy you. Get a replacement, so I'll be upset. Then other old stuff. Movie rentals, yeah, that's kind of a standard, but not just Blockbuster. There were just some local video stores. I think there was one in particular my mom went to. I don't know the name of it because only she and my siblings went there. I never went there, but I heard of it. And I think that's where my mom rented RoboCop for my brother when it was his 8th birthday, I think. Not a good movie for an 8-year-old. It's kind of funny when someone got shot in the dingers. That was hella funny though. Messed up but still funny. And then Tower Records had a video rental, and so that was how I got one of my earliest exposures to anime, because there was rentals for VHS anime tapes, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I realized it's for the male demographic. Women, the demographic, I think that was more like Ranma to some degree, but even then they had like some slapstick and love triangles and kind of like I can't explain, but like they have like those girly fighters, but they're super sexualized or something like that. It was kind of hard to explain. Then the rest that were pretty cool because they were more geared towards the male audience with all the action and the gore and the scary stuff. They also had things that, okay, I probably shouldn't be watching this kind of stuff. Now I was already like between the ages of 10 and 12. But yeah, I do miss those places where you had video rentals. I used to even have one at my old work, but they were DVDs by then. And I think coworkers can rent them with no problem. Okay, so I would sometimes rent DVDs at one of my old jobs. I thought that was kind of interesting. And then I saw a commercial when Netflix used to let you choose DVDs online on their website. Oh my God. I didn't use that, but I know at least two of my siblings did. And they would receive Netflix video DVDs in the mail to rent, and then they have to mail it back. Yeah, that was quite old. I don't, yeah, again, I didn't remember, I didn't use them actively, but I know at least two siblings that used it. And they were around for a long time. That was really weird. Then, what else was old? Using a payphone. Now, there are payphones in some places, but they're really hard or they're all out of order and busted as hell. I would see them in touristy areas that are like small towns and they have a random payphone and then it's all covered in graffiti and boogers and corn husks and God knows what. But then there'd be some I think they have them at airports. Like if you have no phone for whatever reason, you can use a payphone. Certain bus stations or bus stations or train stations rather would have a payphone. Um, Somehow I still know how to use it because I actually used it in recent years, but like in the 2010s, I saw one at our local train station, and I kind of wonder if people even use like would people still use them? I don't know, but I think they're good for emergencies still in case for whatever reason you got mugged and they took your phone, and then you got a payphone or you have to go to like a kind of agent at the train station to help you, and yeah, that's basically it. But sometimes you can't even find the freaking agent. They probably are using a crapper. They're on their break. Who knows? So a payphone would be pretty useful still. But even then, everyone has their phones glued onto them. So I think they practically became obsolete, almost, but not quite, because there's always those emergencies that we oversee. Um, I found my old CDs, including the ones that I copied slash burnt from Windows Media onto like a blank CD. Oh my God. I want to listen to them to see if they're still good. The problem is I don't have a CD player. I used to have a CD player and then I don't know where it's either at my dad's old work or old building rather, or it's somewhere downstairs and I don't want to look at it because it kind of terrifies me to dig through all that crap. And I looked into trying to get one online. They're still kind of expensive. I was like, what the fuck? And on eBay, they're pre-owned and they're still like 50 bucks. I'm like, I'm buying 50 bucks for a pre-owned piece of crap. So, I checked on Amazon. I know I'm not supposed to buy there. Yeah, I know, but I look anyway, and they're still it's between 47 to 100 something plus dollars. I'm like, huh, they're still pretty pricey nowadays. What gives? You would think if they're from old technology, it would not be as expensive, but I guess there's still some level of demand for them to jack up the price like that. I would think 20 to $30 would be fine, but maybe that's just my stinginess showing. But yeah, I want to try to get a boombox at some point so I can listen to my old CDs. I still have a bunch of CDs, not as much as my oldest brother, but I do want to see if I can listen. And I think I burnt all of them. I mean, I their copied the songs onto my PC, but I'm pretty sure I didn't do that to all of them. Okay, so there's some progress. All this on one card. Yeah, this is a little annoying. I don't miss doing the paints, but I need the colors to stand out. and I have to put the white base underneath so I can have the colors kind of pop a bit more from that all that pink, because sometimes if I don't, and I have to add extra layers by themselves, whereas the white kind of speeds up the process a little bit. So that's why I'm doing this now. But it's very tedious. So this is why I don't like showing tutorials. I'm not enjoying it for the sake of showing to others. If it's within my own time and I don't care, then that's fine. But if I'm trying to show other people, I know the short attention span of people of all ages, more so especially adults. So I kind of think it's boring. Some people like, no, 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 that's fine. That's usually like a very small fringe group. For the most part, I know my stuff gets skipped over, so it hurts my soul, but I accept it. But yes, I feel as though the process is not interesting. And it's not interesting to me, but if I'm by myself, I'm not making anything for other people, and I do the process myself, then it's a lot less stressful, and that's fine. But then if I'm like, oh, I should make a video or a live, and then I'm like, oh, this is not very interesting. And it's not. So like, okay, never mind. Let's just talk about whatever. And if you see extra circles there, that's because I think I changed my mind at putting the placement of these, and I just paint over it later on if I remember. Yeah, this is hella tedious. What time is it now? Okay, so the cord I was using was kind of causing my phone to act wonky earlier, so it was the cord's fault. Dang it, I wanted to charge my phone. Anyway, more old stuff. Credit card usage, like when you have to charge your card, they use that giant, that machine to use your information on the card and imprint it onto the copy paper for your receipt. I didn't use that until the 2000s, uh, mid 2000s, like 2000, no, no, early 2000s, like maybe around 2005 to 2000, I'm going to say 7 or 8. No, it's 2008. And I think the power went out. And so the information for the computers that was running the cash register, they were all down. And so people still want to buy their stupid books. People still want to buy merch at the bookstore I went to. So we had to use those old timey credit card charging machines. I forgot what the hell they're called, but they're like a rectangle and it looks like a clunky piece of thing, but it's still effective with cards that are like current at the time. But you need like the receipt paper with the carbon copy paper underneath, and then you put your card on the paper, and then you slide that shitty machine over it, little sliding thing, and then it gives the receipts and the person's information onto the carbon copy. Ugh, it was so annoying. I saw it a lot more when my dad had his business, but then yeah, I don't think they had the actual machines like cash register machines. But then they were very useful when the power went out, and you still want to run your business. You can't just close down shop because your computers went down. You lose money. So they did the old timey way, and it still worked. Awkward as hell, but still worked. I don't miss it still. And then some places I miss are like Suncoast. I think I saw a reel earlier today where they're mentioning everything in San Francisco was closing. Yeah, they've been closing, but it hasn't been all at once. It has been quite gradual, um, but it caught up now. I remember since around 2000s, early 2000s, like 2001, they started closing down things like the Sanrio store, FAO Schwartz. I love those places as a child. And they're like, if they showed up now, I think people would be seriously enthralled and amazed by what they were back then. I mean, today, but because of internet, people don't give a shit, and they just buy things online. They don't want to deal with the shopping in person experience. They rather just shop online in their pajamas or butt naked for all I know. And so a lot of shops like Sanrio and also the Disney store here, they also closed down, but Disney store closed down because of COVID. But like a lot of Sanrio stores closed down. A lot of interesting stores also closed down. I remember one of them was Headlines. I don't know anybody except my siblings that know about Headlines. The equivalent I think is Spencer's, but Headlines was basically like that. And then thrift shops, only some are like the chain stores are still around, but like the local ones, they closed down because I don't know, someone ran it to the ground like a jerk. Um, Certain electronic stores, I remember Fry's, Circuit City, Sam Goody, like music stores like Sam Goody, Suncoast, Virgin Megastore was a big thing back here, and they had an incredible selection of music and DVDs and VHS tapes. And there were like I think 3 floors and a cafe. They had everything. It was really nice. Um, what else? Borders. We used to have Borders once upon a yonder, and they all went bankrupt. And that was like I guess people don't like to read anymore. God. I mean, you still have like the local bookshops, but it's not the same. And the books are stupid expensive. Like what? When we had Borders, it was way cheaper than that. What the fuck? And then what else? I remember one of the things they mentioned. Oh, if you're old, you remember when Walmart had used to sell fish. I remember that. I used to go there just to look at the fish, but it was mostly beta and red and the goldfish, and those neon colored ones, and some slugs and some plants for the water. That's about it. Nothing too extravagant. They make it sound like it's like ginormous salmon you can take home and keep as a pet that you can eat later. But no, it was just like small feeder pet fish, basically. And I think sometimes they had, I don't know if they had birds. I don't remember. Oh, I remember Woolworths. We used to have Woolworths. I know 2 places. I used to be Woolworths. I only remember going there to get the Little Mermaid doll and corn dogs. That's all I remember. And looking at the toys. I miss that. Also, Emporium was in downtown. We used to have that too. My dad used to love Emporium. Also, Neiman Marcus. That was also my dad's thing. And he would get us snacks for Christmas, like very expensive gourmet snacks. He didn't have to, but he did. So that was my first exposure to gourmet snackings. But then once he's not around anymore, we don't do that. So I was like, but the one time I did go there, I'm pretty sure like 3 or 4 years ago, just to see what's up. I couldn't find snacks. I was like, where the hell are they? Maybe they're somewhere and I just have bad eyes, but I did not see snacks when I visited. So I was kind of disappointed about that. Oh, sorry. That's my gotta get ready alarm. See, I need alarms to remind me or I will forget. It's pretty bad. I have 15 minutes, but I'll just wrap things up now. Yeah, this is super tedious. Why did I do this? I liked Spotty Dotty, but this was not a good idea to have all these patterns. Damn it. But I got a good chunk of it out. So this is the very tedious part where I try to fill out the white areas. And I forgot the color scheme because it's all on my phone and my memory is trash. So this is what I got. And then this one, I think I'm just going to color over this very quickly because I need to get the heck out. Sorry. I need to get ready, but I don't want to. You hold my laziness. Oh, here's some advice. If you want to do some references, someone on YouTube was talking about references outside of using Pinterest. If for whatever reason you don't want to use Pinterest because of all the AI and stuff, there is AI in Pinterest. Yes, they're unavoidable, but just scroll around. You'll find other things too. But if one advice they mentioned was to go to your local library to look for magazines or art books for to borrow, that's totally fine. Also, bookstores would have books, like human anatomy references and this and that, or just regular magazines are fine too. Okay, so this is just me being silly and me kind of trolling my mom and my brother because I do that now. I got this for their I got the touristy gifts for like you go on a trip and you get gifts for your family sometimes. And if you find something for them, and I always do, I always get them the men calendars, not the women. Though my brother said, "Can you get the women's one?" I'm like, no. So aside from that, if you want to spruce up your human anatomy for men, because funny enough, ironically, I am very terrible at drawing men without a reference. So I need this for research. But yeah, that's as far as it gets. But the only downside is they kind of have just like one body type, and it's a little boring. But if you just want to practice work drawing muscles, and this is very useful for my muscle series for Sanrio characters, I mean, go ahead. Just yeah, if your face starts turning red and you're getting a little flustered, maybe you shouldn't work on that. But yeah, I just start laughing because it's funny. But yeah, I was planning to use some of these for more muscle series. I know those were popular when I threw some of them out. I mean, put them onto social media, but then I kind of got tired of it because I only did my favorite characters. But now I'm like, oh, should I do some? But then people will think I'm weird, but I'm already weird, so it's kind of pointless to worry about that. So I might do something. That's hella funny. So, what year was this? 2025. Yeah, it was from my family. It was hella funny. But yeah, like if you also want some for girls, by all means. But hey, there's a whole bunch of that kind of stuff on. You can look on Flickr, for instance, or even Google Images to some degree. Yeah, there's other things out there. Also, like the thrift shops. Sometimes they have magazines, old clip thingies of stuff from the 80s and 90s. Sometimes they have like old magazines, but it's not always a given because it's super random. You're lucky enough to find anything, and that's the downside about thrift shops. But then I am surrounded by some hoarders, and so I find some old things lying around. Like, oh, I can still use that. So if you have old things lying around that have people, like old magazines, tabloid magazines, just yeah, by all means, go use that stuff. If you're really, really against going on Pinterest and social media to look for resources to do human anatomy studies. So yeah, that was from someone else on there, but I just had a that one small take about the calendar because it was funny. But there's people, and it's still useful, and I still laugh at it sometimes. So if I ever go to Hawaii and they have those, it's like, guess what, mom and brother? More calendars of guys. It's kind of funny because my mom gets embarrassed and my brother's like, stop giving me this. And I just laugh and laugh. All right, so that'll be it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you watch it afterwards, I totally get it. If you watch all of it, thank you so much. If you have an art request, let me know. But that's if you watch all of it. If you only watch part of it and you didn't hear this part, well, sucks to be being left out. So this is Delion signing on out. Thank you so much again for tuning in, and I'll have a post, a regular live stream either Friday evening or Saturday evening. It's either or because it depends on if I have plans or not. So, all right, I'll get out of your hair. So, take care now. Bye bye.